So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing extremely well, and this is your very own mass coder this side again. And today we are going to continue the placement series by solving the important problem of patterns. Okay, so patterns is very important for logical building, right? Logic building. So whenever you want to start your progress in the field of logic building, you have to some sort of struck into the patterns. Okay, so I have seen people getting stuck on patterns and feeling very uncomfortable solving them. But trust me, if you are going to see this one short video till the end, you will be well versed with all the patterns and how to solve for a particular pattern, right? Okay, whenever you encounter new, you will be able to solve it thoroughly. Okay, so let us start the video then. So patterns. What do I mean by pattern? So a pattern is something like something we draw. Okay, so if I draw a square generally look like this, right? That is, the sides dimension is equal. This is, if this is equals to s, this is also equals to s. Now how do I represent this in the form of a pattern? So this can be represented as, suppose the side is 4, so I can say star 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 star. That is, one star represents one unit, star 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 stars, and similarly 4 lines, right? So this is my pattern. And the task is to use C++ code to print such pattern into the terminal, right? Okay, let me zoom it out a little. Okay, now our task is to understand how to proceed with every approach. Okay, now I will define some steps for you, and if you will take care of them every time, you will be able to solve any pattern. Okay, first, take input parameters. What do I mean by them? So you can see that this is a square of side n equals to 4. This is the side of the square is 4, right? The same square can be drawn for n equals to 5 with 5, something like this, right? And one more line extra. Okay, so that n, that is the side length, is our input parameter. So I am saying take input parameters. That is the first step. Second step, draw a rough figure for a n. Draw a rough figure for an n. Suppose I provided you with n equals to 4 and you draw me a figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 figure. This is your rough figure. That your pattern will look something like this and not something exactly like this. Okay. The third step states that use I, comma j, comma k up till something and some sort to define relation of each row. What do I mean by this step? See, you can find my English something sort of confusing, but I'm trying to say that if I try to find the rows and columns, so those of you who don't know, these are the columns and these are my rows. Okay, so I can see that for n equals to 4, there are how many rows? There is, let us start this from row 0. So this is row 0, this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3. Okay. Now, if I try to define what is happening in each row, so you will say in row 0 you are printing 4 stars. In row 1 you are printing 4 stars. In row 2 you are printing 4 stars. In row 3 you are printing 4 stars. Okay. So, can I say I am printing n rows. You can see n is 4 in this case, and I am printing 4 rows, and I can say that I am printing n stars in each row. Now, if you remember, in the previous video I taught you about nested loops. There was a reason behind it. I taught you about nested loops because I want you to get well versed with the code, like well versed with the syntax, right? So in the patterns we will be using the nested loops quite a lot, right? Quite a lot. So the basic parameter says for rows you use an outer loop, and for inside material, that is 4 stars in each row, you use an inner loop. Okay. So if I try to define a code here, I would say that my outer loop is running n times. My outer loop is running n times. So my code would look something like, so for int I going from 0, you can see my row is 0. I less than, now I can say I less than 4, or I can say less than equals to 3. I can say this because I am going up till row 3. And if I want to remove this equality sign, I can say less than 4, right? That would be the same thing. So I would say I less than n, I plus plus. This is a simple outer loop. This will be running n times. N times, right? Now, in the inside loop, I have to print n times stars, right? So I will use an inner loop. I will use variable j. So for int j, it is printing n times only. So it will also run from 0 to n. J less than n, j plus plus, C out, star. Okay. So what will this do? Suppose I am running it for I equals to 0. This will print this, then this, then this, then this. Now, after this, I have to break this line and come here. After this, I have to break this line. And if you see, after printing this star, my code will break off from this loop and come here. So I can just say C out and L to change the line for the next line of code, right? To change the line for the next line of code. Let us try to run it for n equals to 5. For n equals to 5. Okay. So what will it do? It will say I equals to 0. So let me initialize I equals to 0, right? Is I less than 5? Yes, I is less than 5. Now j equals to 0. Is j less than 5? Yes, j is less than 5. So C out star. So I printed a star. After that it says if j plus plus. So j changes to 1. It says C out star again. Okay. After that j becomes 2. Again a star. After that j equals to 3. Again a star. After that j equals to 4. Again this is a star here. Star. After that j equals to 5. Is 5 less than 5? No. So break off. So I breaked off and I saw that C out and L. So firstly I was printing in this line. Now I will be printing in this line. Okay. C out and L. Now after that I plus plus. So my I changes to 1 now. J will change. J will be started from 0 again. Right? For 0 it will print a star. Change to 1. Print a star. Change to 2. Print a star. Change to 3. Print a star. Change to 4, print a star, and change to 5, change to 4, print a star, and change to 5 and break out of the loop. And after breaking out, we encounter C out and L again, and we say next line. Okay. Now for next line, I will become 2. I will become 2. So for j equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will print star. So star, 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 star. Similarly, I equals to 3, I equals to 4, I equals to 5. For I equals to 5, the loop will break and we will not be printing anything. For 0, we printed a 5-star row. For 1, we printed a 5-star row. For 2, we printed a 5-star row. For 3, we printed a 5-star row. And for 4, we printed a 5-star row. And you can see the total number of rows is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we printed a 5-star square. We printed a square of size 5. Okay, so I hope this was clear to you. Now, the patterns, or in fact any coding problem, can be solved, can be mastered with the help of practice. With the help of practice. So I just provided you a basic idea that what you have to do in each question. What are the steps? You have to take input, draw a rough figure, and use a IJK to define relation of each row. And believe me, there is much more to come into the patterns. So don't leave the video. Instead, just pause it and code it down. Okay. So I hope you coded it down, and now it's time for me to show you how to code this problem. Okay, so let's move to the replit. Alright, so here is the replit, and our first step was to take the input. So int n, C in n. Now, I said for int I going from 0 up till n, I plus plus. Inside it, for int j equals to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. What do we have to do? C out star, and then this. And after breaking out from the inner loop, C out and L, C out and L, and try to run it. Hope it will work fine. So I have to provide the input, right? So the input is let's say 5. So you can see it has printed a 5-sided square, right? It has printed a 5-sided. Let us try to run it again. If I provide 6, you can see the number of stars here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is running fine for the code. So we just printed one of our first pattern, that is square. So first pattern, that is square. Now moving forward to the other patterns, and we will be taking the things very slowly, and we will be gradually increasing the level of the code. Our second pattern will be rectangle. If you see, I have drawn out a rectangle for you. What is the length? This is the length, by the way, and this is a breadth, right? What is the length of this rectangle? So you will count it. It will 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the inner loop, see, I am saying that inner loop is going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So inner loop is going from 0 till 5. Okay. And what is my breadth? My breadth is 3. 0, 1, 2. So my outer loop is going from 0 to 3. What I'm trying to do here is inner loop is always used for printing row. Inner loop is used to printing row, and outer loop is used to switching row or count or number of rows. Switching or number of row. Just fit that into the head, right? It is not that learning also, it is not that cramming, it is very easy to visualize, right? Okay, so my inner loop is going from 0 to 5, right? When my length is 6, and my outer loop is going from 0 to 3, when my breadth is it is going from 0 to 2, sorry, 0 to 2, when my breadth is 3. Okay, so what is my code now? I will take L, I will take breadth. Okay, now I will move my I pointer, that is my outer loop, from 0 up till L minus 1, up till L minus 1. So I can say I less than L, which is equals to I less than equals to L minus 1, right? I plus plus. Now for int j, going from 0 again to b minus 1, that is less than b, so j plus plus. What will I do now? I will print star. So cout star, and after this loops get completed, I will just print another line, cout and L, right? Okay, so this code should run fine. How it will run? This loop is making sure to print L lines of code, L lines of the output, and this code is making sure to print B stars. Okay, so that is coded down on the replit. But I seriously hope that you are pausing the video, coding it on your own, and if you are not able to solve, then only looking at my solution, right? Provide some time to the coding. It will give you fruitful results. Okay, let us move to the replit. I will just take int L, comma B. I will take them as input, C in L, B, right? I have got them as input. Now our first step was to define the outer loop, that is int I going from 0 up till L I plus plus. Now for int j, going from 0 up till b minus 1, j plus plus. Okay, and what I am doing is inside the inner loop I am printing a star, and as soon as the loop breaks I am printing and L, right? So let us run it. So if I provide the same input, that the length is 6 and my breadth is 3, you can see length is 6, it is printing length as 6 and it is printing breadth as 3. There has been some confusion right now. What I am showing is I am printing 6 lines of code, so I have to print this is B and this is L, right? So if I run it again and I say my length is 6 and my breadth is 3, you can see the output as this. Okay, so this rectangle has also been done. Our third code for pattern will be a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. That is, so I have drawn out a right angle triangle with the help of stars for you. Now, how will you solve this problem? How will you solve this problem? Okay, let me reconcile my steps. My first step is count the number of rows. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, right? And in terms of zero indexing, it is row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4 and row 5, correct? Okay. Now if I try to visualize what is happening in each row, these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are actually representing my eyes. Okay, these are my eyes. Okay. Now in each row, in the 0th row, what is happening? 1 star. In the first row, what is happening? 2 star. In the second row, what is happening? 3 star. In the third row, what is happening? 4 star. In the fourth row, what is happening? 5 stars. In the in the fifth row, what is happening? 6 stars. Okay. So if I try to derive a general formula, that is what I was saying from the third point, I, J, K, etc. If I try to derive a general formula, I can say that for ith row, what do I have to do? For 0th row, I have to print 1 star, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 4 plus 1, 5, or 3 plus 1, 5, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, right? So ith row, I have to print I plus 1 star. Okay, this is my general formula. For ith row, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to print I plus 1 stars. How will I print it? How will I print it? So, my outer loop will remain same. Suppose I get 6 as my input, that I have to print a right angle triangle whose perpendicular side is 6. So, I will say for int I going from 0, I going up till 6, I plus plus. Okay. So my number of rows are sorted now. My number of rows are sorted. In each row I have to print I plus 1 star. So my I currently contains 0. So I will have to print for 0. If my I contains 1, I have to print 0, 1. So if I try to index it, this index is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this index is 0, moving from 0 to 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, 0 to 4, 0 to 5, etc. So when my I is 0, it is going from 0 to 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, that is 0 to I. Can I generalize it? I 0 to I. So my J will start from 0, go up till I, that is including I. So for int J starting from 0, J going up till I, you can see I have mentioned equals to also, and J plus plus. What I'm doing, I'm saying C out star, and as usual after the loop breakage, C out ended, right? So hope this would work. Okay, so let us try to run it on the replit. We have to take perpendicular as our number of rows. So let us say it is as n only. Okay, so C in n. Now my outer loop, that is my ith loop, will come I equals to 0 up till I less than n, I plus plus, that is number of rows are sorted now. Now my j will move from 0 up till I including I. So j less than equals to I. Don't forget the equals to here. J plus plus. C out star, and after the loop breakage, C out ended, right? This should work fine. Let us try to run it. If I provide that I want a right angle triangle with perpendicular height 5, you can see 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is running fine. Let us try to run it again. If I provide 7 here, right angle triangle of height 7. So this is working fine. Let us move to the another example of the patterns. So you can see we are generally increasing the level of the complexity, right? Okay. So here is another example of the pattern. So in the previous pattern we observed these all were stars, but now I want to print them as numbers. Okay. So I can say this is my row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Okay. After this I can say my I. Instead of starting I from 0, I am starting I from 1 only. So here my I is 1, my I is 2, my I is 3, my I is 4, my I is 5. Okay. Now here my J is going from 1 to 1. J is going from 1 to 2. J is going from 1 to 3. J is going from 1 to 4. J is going from 1 to 5. And this is my I. Okay. Can I generalize this as J is going from 1 to I, inclusive of I, right? J is going from 1 to I. See, I have got my pattern, I will print it now. What is very simple. So for int I going from, now this is going from 1 up till n. So n is my input, that is 5. So int I going from 1 less than equivalent to n, I plus plus, and what is happening? J will go from 1 to I. So for int j going from 1, j less than equals to I, j plus plus, right? And then C out. Now what I am printing out? Am I printing out stars? No, I am printing out numbers. So my j is 1, I am printing 1. My j becomes 2, I am printing 2. My j is 1, I am printing 1. J becomes 2, I am printing 2. J becomes 3, I am printing 3. So I am actually printing j now. So if I, instead of printing star, I am printing j. I break out of the loop and C out and L for the next line of code. Right? So let me give a space here also for some better visualization, better representation of the pattern, right? So this should work fine. Okay, this should work fine. So let us move to the replicator once again. All right, so our next pattern is numbered right angle triangle. So what we will do is we will take n as input. Our loop I will go from I equals to 1 up till n I plus plus. Please take care of the equals to sign. Inside it, my j will go from 1 to I, j plus plus, and then C out j, and at last C out and L. This should work fine, right? If I run this code and I will provide the length as 5, you can see 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, similarly, if I run this code for n equals to 8, it is running fine for n equals to 8 also, because we are dealing with the inputs, right? Okay. So now there is one request from my side to you. Print the same for the numbered rectangle, for the numbered squares for your practice, right? It is it is all for your betterment only, right? So let us move to the fifth pattern. This is a new pattern. I don't have any name for it. You can say modified right angle triangle, right? Okay, so again, same number of steps, same steps. This is my row 1, this is my row 2, this is my row 3, this is my row 4, this is my row 5. We mark it as I. These are all the values for I. Now in row 1, what is happening actually? In row 1, we are going from 1 to 1. In row 2, we are going from 2 to 2. 2 to 2, okay. So what do? This is happening only one time. This is happening two times. In row 3, we are printing 3 times. In row 4, we are printing 4 times. In row 5, we are printing 5 times. By now you will have to see what is actually happening. You will have to observe what is the pattern. What is the pattern? See, it is clearly visible. I is 1, I am printing 1 time. I is 2, I am printing 2 times. I is 3, I am printing 3 times. I is 4, I am printing 4 times. I is 5, I am printing 5 times. So for ith value, print I times. This is the general formula, right? This is the general formula. So what will happen? I will move my I from again 1 to 5. So for int I starting from 1, I going up till 5, or n in this case, I plus plus. What will happen? I will have to move my j I times. I will have to move my j I times. You can start from 0 also, you can start from 1 also. Let's say we are starting from 1. So my j will go from 1, 2, 3 up till I, including I, right? Including I. So for int I, int j, sorry, going from 1, j less than equals to I, j plus plus. What will happen? We will print it. What we will print? We will print I here. Print I. Keep in mind, print I. So print I, that is C out I, you can change it, and then C out and L. Okay, and then the loop will end. This will print your pattern. Okay, this will print your pattern. Let us try to code it now. What is our steps? We are taking I as n as input. So for int n, C in n, and then we are taking for int I going from 1, I less than equivalence to n, I plus plus, and inside it we are going int j going from 1, j less than equals to I, j plus plus, and then c out I, and after this c out and n. So by now I think that most probably you are getting hang of what we are actually trying to solve. So for 4 it will printing something like 1 1 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4. If I try to print the same for 10, not 10, let's say 9, 1 2 2 triple 3 triple 4 5 5 5 6 6 6 again end up till 9. Okay, so this was our fifth pattern, and let us move it to the next pattern. See, most of you would be thinking that how many patterns do we have to solve? See, the more you practice, the more you get well versed, right? In this video, we will be discussing about 20 patterns, and the last pattern will be something that you will say, "Oh, yeah, maza aa gaya." Okay, so let us move to the another problem. So let's move on to the next pattern, which is inverted right angle triangle. Again, we will follow the same steps. This is my row 0. This is my row 1, my row 2, my row 3, my row 4, right? Row 4. And you can see a valid subcase is that I am being provided with the number of stars in a number of rows, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is given to me as 5. Okay, so these are my I values, I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, no problem. In the first row, how many stars are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars are there. In the second row, as that is I is equals to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And after that 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star subsequently, right? Okay, so I can say I is equals to 0, then 5 stars, 1 then 4 stars, 2 then 3 stars, 3 then 2 stars, 4 then 1 star. That is, I'm incrementing this and I'm decrementing this, right? So incrementing and decrementing. Is the relation clearly visible to you? Is the relation clearly visible to you? See guys, you will have to give me input, right? You will have to try to think of any reasons, of any logics you can build up from there, because this is the first step of your logic building, right? Okay, after this the things will be very easy. You just have to learn the concept and everything will be at your tips, right? Just give me some time. Okay, I'm just actually busy with my college and I will bring out the videos as soon as possible. So you can see 0 plus 5 is 5, 1 plus 4 is again 5, 2 plus 3 is again 5, 3 plus 2 is again 5, 4 plus 1 is again 5. So I have my I values with me. I just required these values, right? Now I know that these values are actually equals to n. The sum is equals to n. Again, the loop is ready with me. What I will do is I will move my I from 0 up till 4. From 0 up till 4 is n minus 1 now. So from 0 to up till n minus 1. And what will I do? I will say my j will move from, how many stars do I get? I want to get n minus I stars, n minus I stars. So I will say 0 up till n minus I minus 1, right? So this is a way of writing the pseudocode, right? This is a way of writing the pseudocode. In the actual C++, we will have to use the implementation of the for loop, which we have discussed lately also, right? In that case, C out stars, and then after the inner loop finishes, just C out and then finish your loop. This will be my pattern, and again we will move on to the replit for the code testing. What I will do for int I going from 0, I less than n I plus plus, but I will have to take the n as input, right? So int n equals to, so int n and then c in n, right? And then in this inner loop is for int j going from 0 less than n minus I. There we discussed n minus I minus 1, but that was less than equals to. Here I have to take less than. So I am just incrementing 1 and removing the equality sign, right? So j plus plus, and then c out 1 star, and after the loop ends, just change the line of printing, right? So this should work, and let us try to run it. So if I provide the input 5, you can see it is working fine. Similarly, if I provide the input 8, it is working fine. And it's a time for us to move to the next pattern, which is 7. This is the next problem. And as you can see, we are just actually moving in the same direction which we did when we were dealing with the right angle triangles, but just we are inverting them for the little more complexity. Again, this is my row number 1. Again, I am hoping that you are not getting confused that I am sometimes naming it row number 0, row number 1. Every question can be done with the help of row number 0 or row number 1. I'm just using for facilitating, right? Because I don't remember which one I use. I'm using row 1, and I will try to use row 1 in the subsequent cases also, right? For your better understanding. This is my row 1. This is my row 2. This is my row 3. This is my row 4. This is my row 5. So I've got my I values as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is my n value here? What is my n value here? N can be the number, the maximum number here, or the number of rows, right? So n is 5. So my I is actually going from 1 up till n, right? So I'm using a for loop here. Now I just have to find the inner loops functioning, right? So for I equals to 1, I'm going from I to 5. For I equals to 2, I'm going from 1 to 4. For 3, I'm going to 1 to 3. For 4, I'm going to 1 to 2, and then 1 to 1 only. So okay, you can see my general pattern is I to x. I just have to find this x, right? So for I equals to 1, it is 5. For 2, it is 4. Again, the sum is same. 5 plus 1, 6. 4 plus 2, 6. 3 plus 3, 6. 4 plus 2, 6. 5 plus 1, 6. Can 6 be named as n plus 1? Yes, 6 can be named as n plus 1. So what is my x? X can be n plus 1 minus I. So what I will do in the inner loop, I will use a j which will go from 1 up till n equals to n plus 1 minus I, and I will print. Now what I will print, I have to print the numbers. I have to print the j value, that is 1 2 3 4 5, right? So I will print out j, and then after this loop, after the breakage of this loop, I will print out an ender statement for changing the lines C out and then, and this should work absolutely fine. Any problem, guys? Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page, right? So let us move to the replit and test this code so that we can move further. So in 10 CNN general input taking the first step, right? And after that we just discussed for int I going from 1 now up till n equals to n I plus plus, and our j was actually going from 1 up till n equals to n plus 1 minus I j plus plus, and we were printing out j. So C out j, and let us print a space for better clear seeing and actual visualizing, and then just break the statement, break the line for, and move to the next line. Let us try and run it. Let us run it for the same input. Let us say 5. You can see it is printing a beautiful inverted right angle triangle. I can use it use another value also. Suppose I print out for 8. You can see the triangle just got bigger and it is accurate also. Let us move on to the next problem. That is problem number 8. So this problem is actually a new types, and I would like you to solve it on your own first and then move to the code, right? The steps will remain same, guys. The steps will remain same. Okay. This is my row 0, my row 1, my row 2, my row 3, my row 4. These are my I values. I will assign my outer loop to the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, what is the input here? What is the input? So I am taking n as my height, right? And you can see this is a triangle. This is a triangle. Not the right angle triangle. This is actually a simple triangle, right? So n, my height, it will be my input. Okay. So what is my height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my I is actually going from 0 up till n minus 1. Okay, no problem, guys. Now the thing here I have to take care is, in the first test case where I was printing the triangles, I was starting from the first distance, like I was not printing any spaces before printing the first letter, right? So one was printing alongside the terminal line, this all were printing alongside the terminal line, right? But here I will have to print the spaces. Why? Because you can see this triangle will only get the shape if I provide this, this. These all are spaces, right? These all are spaces, right? Then only it will come here. Then only it will become like a triangle, an isosceles triangle, right? So you can see for the case of 0, I have to provide 4 spaces and then 1 star. For the case of 1, this row, I have to provide 1, 2, 3 spaces plus 3 stars. For the case of 2, this row, I have to provide 2 spaces plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. For the case of 3, I have to provide 1 space plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stars. For the case of 4, I have to provide 0 space plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stars. Okay. So in these kind of problems, I will actually split and form two inner loops. I will actually split and form two inner loops. My outer will remain 1 only. My outer will remain 1 because outer is keeping track of the row only. Okay, so how will this work? How will this work? So if I take the example of spaces, first I will define the relation between the spaces. So for I, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have for 0 I have 4 spaces, for 1, 3, 2, 1, 0. This should be pretty evident up till now. So my n was 5 and I am printing for 0 4 spaces, sum is 4, again 4, again 4, again 4, again 4. So I'm actually printing n minus 1 minus I spaces. You can verify. N minus 1 minus I. You can verify for all the given i's and you will find the same. N minus 1 minus I. Okay. Now, for the stars, I can say for 0 I am printing 1 star. For 1 I am printing 3 stars. For 2 I am printing 5. For 3 I am printing 7. And for 4 I am printing 9. You can check 13579, 13579. Can I define a relation between them? Can I define a relation between them? Okay. You might observe that these are all odds. But I is my perfect simple counting, right? But these are all odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Is there some way I can convert this 0 into this one? Right? What I have to do, I have to define a f of I. I have to define a f of I. That is, my f of I is suppose this value. F of I is x. Right? I have to define what is f of I. What is f of I? I have to define the function. So I'm dealing with odds. I'm dealing with odds. Now this is some kind of logic. See, I cannot explain how did I come up with this. This is just some kind of logic. This is simple maths. I am saying that if I multiply this 0 and then add 1, will it give me 1? Right. Can I derive this location on every point? So 2 into 1 plus 1, 2 into 2 plus 1, 2 into 3 plus 1, 2 into 4 plus 1. So 2 into 0 plus 1 is 1. 3, 5, 7, 9. Actually mapping. So my f of I is actually 2y plus 1. My f of I is actually 2y plus 1. So I got the values, right? In the first loop, I have to print spaces up till spaces n minus 1 minus I number of times. And then I have to print stars 2y plus 1 times. Simple and sorted. Simple and sorted. Any problem, guys? Any problem? So what will my code look like? So my I was going from 0 up till n minus 1. Now, for spaces, what is happening for spaces? I am printing, let us say j, going from 0 up till n minus 1 minus I times, right? And now I have to print this number of spaces, so I can actually go n minus 2 minus I from 0 because I am starting from 0, so n minus 2 minus I, right? And I will print the space C out and space. This is a space. I am recognizing a space from this, right? This is for spaces. And then for stars, I will print my j will actually go from 0 up till 2y plus 1, 2y plus 1 minus 1, right? 1 minus 1 because I'm starting from 0, right? Then I will say C out star, and then after both of these loops end, I will move on to the next line. So this code should work fine. Firstly, it will print spaces in a line, then will print stars, and then move on to the next line with the change parameters, right? And let us now code it down. I am taking my height as input, so C in n. Now, my I was actually going from I equal to 0 up till n I plus plus. Now, printing the spaces, so my j was going from 0 less than n minus 1 minus I j plus plus, and I just have to print spaces here, and then in the second inner loop I will print the stars. So for int j going from 0, j less than 2 star I minus, oh sorry, plus 1, and then j plus plus, and I will print the stars, C out star, and then C out, and then, and this will come in the single inverted commas, guys, right? Let us try to run it now. Let us try to run it, and this is 0 here. Let us try to run it. So for example, if I run it for 5, is it the same pattern? Is it looking beautiful or not? This is looking beautiful because you have worked hard for it up till now, and believe me, if you have solved up till now, then all the rest remaining patterns, which are at least 12 patterns, I will not provide the code for the 12 patterns now. I will just provide the pseudocode, and the code files will be generated in the GitHub, as you know, and you can just match if your code is working fine, and if any discrepancy, I'm always open to help you in the comment section now. Okay, but still I will code down the difficult ones for you, no problem from my side, and let us move on to the next code. Alright guys, so this is my next code. Again, I is equals to 0 here, then 1 here, then 2 here, then 3 here, then 4 here. Again, my n is 5. If I mark out the spaces, this is my 1 space, 2 space, 3 spaces, 4 spaces, right? Okay. For I equals to 0, 0 space plus how many stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stars. Again, for 1, it is 1 space plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stars. For 2, it is 2 space plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars. For 3, it is 3 space plus 3 stars. For 4, it is 4 space plus 1 star. Okay. Now, first defining the relation between the spaces and etc. So 0 to 0, 1 to 1. Actually, I can just say that for I will use I spaces. My one relation is done. Second, I have to map 0 to 9, 1 to 7, 2 to 5, 3 to 3, and 4 to 1. Now, how is this possible? How is this possible? My n is given to me as 5. My n is 5. Now, this is where you will have to test your logics, guys. This is where you will have to test your logics. How can you compete with this question? How can you compete with this question? Now, this is something I just developed over the time. Believe me, I also had some problems while dealing with this type of problems, but still, I was able to see that 5, if I multiply 5 by 2, it is 10. I can say that this is 10 minus 1, 10 minus 3, 10 minus 5, 10 minus 7, and 10 minus 9. Okay, I got this. Now 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Is this order repeatable? Is this order repeated? If I scroll up above a little, I can see the same numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Oh, I got the value. I got the value. So this is actually 2n minus, and this value was 2 star I plus 1, and this is something like this. This is something like this. Are you able to get what I have done? I just implement in my mind. I say if I multiply this by 2, this is 10. And I figured out all the cases of 9, 7, 5, 3, 1 in the case of 2n. So I said 10 minus 1, 10 minus 3, 10 minus 5, 10 minus 7, 10 minus 9. And this series was actually pre-observed by me in the above question. So I just use that. So everywhere for I, it is becoming 2n minus 2i plus 1 in the whole brackets, and this is something in the whole brackets, right? So let us just code it down real fast. Not code it down, I will provide the pseudocode and you will code. I don't want to make this video much longer than it is required, but still, if you want the answers, every answer, every code is in the GitHub. I will upload them positively, right? So I will go from 0 up till n minus 1, no problem up till now. Now printing the spaces. So for j going from 0 up till I minus 1, because for I require I spaces. I will print space. So C out space, and then this is my first inner loop and this is my second inner loop for stars. So for I have to print 2n minus 2i plus 1 minus 1. Okay, so my j will go from 0 up till 2n minus 2i plus 1, this whole in one bracket, minus 1, because I'm going from 0, so I will have to reduce minus 1 from here, and I will print C out stars, and I will put them inside the bracket, and after both of these loops work, see out and del to move on to the next line, right? This code should work. It is my humble request to you to please try out the code, okay? And let us move on to the next line. So now this is my pattern. Now this is my pattern. How will I solve this? How will I solve this? Okay, so this is a kite pattern. This is a kite pattern. Nothing to be scared about. Nothing to be scared about, right? Suppose I have been given its total height. So what is the total height? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. N is given to me as 8. I say that this pattern here is actually solved. If you see, this is the pattern number 8, and the below pattern is the pattern number 9. This question is nothing but the joint pattern, nothing but the joint pattern. So I will use the above two codes to get the answer, but still focus on n equals to 8. For this n equals to 4, that is k by 2. Sorry, n by 2. Given me n, I will provide n by 2 to both the patterns, and I will get my required pattern. Okay, so this should not be a problem. I will just join the two codes mentioned above. Right? Let us move to the next code. So this is my next code, and it is half kite. Okay, again same procedure. I 0 here, 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, 6 here, right? But let me make a modification here, because I have been solving patterns from a lot of time and I just observed the joint pattern. Let me say if I do one pattern up till here and second pattern up below it. So this is my one of my pattern and this is my another pattern, and I will just join them. I will first implement this code and then this code, and this will observe the join. That is simple, right? So for this I have broke down. So this is 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, right? So for this I is 0, I is 1, I is 2, I is 3, right? So in the 0th row I printed 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars. Is the pattern observable, guys? Is the pattern observable? Yes, the pattern is observable. What is the pattern? My j is actually going from 0 up till I, because I have to go I plus 1 number of times, I plus 1. So it is I plus 1 minus 1, that is equals to I. My first pattern is drawn. But keep in mind, this is what is n given to me, and is its height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have got 7 as my answer. I have got 7 as my height, as my input. Now remember, guys, remember n equals to 7. I want 3 above. What is the answer of 7 by 2? It is 3.5. But in case of integer division, it rolls out to the nearest smallest. Like I have to take only 3 from it. So I have got 3 here. Okay. So I will use n by 2. I will go from 0, this is my 0, up till n by 2, because I am going 0, 1, 2, 3. Now this pattern, that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And this is row number 0. Let me change the ink. This is row number 1. This is row number 2. In the row number 0, I am printing 3 stars. In the row number 1, I am printing 2 stars. Row number 1. Okay. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. 0 plus 3, 3. 1 plus 2, 3. 2 plus 1, 3. Again, golden pattern. So 3 is actually with me as n by 2. 3 is actually with me as my n by 2. So for second loop, my loop will go from I equals to 0 up till n by 2 minus 1. 3 minus 2, right? 3 minus 1 is 2. My I is defined, and what is my j? My j is actually n by 2 minus I. So my j is going from 0 up till n by 2 minus I minus 1. Why minus 1? Because I'm going from j, and I will print stars. I will print stars. I will print stars. Okay. And next, move on to the 12th row. Okay, so my next code is an easy one. Row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. I've got my values of I. Now you can see sometimes it is starting from 1, sometimes it is starting from 0. For these values, it is starting from 1, and for these value, it is starting from 0. Is there any relation? Yes, there is a relation, very visible, and because you are very intelligent, so it is very easy to understand that for even starting from 1, even I starting from 1, and odd I starting from 0. Even I starting from 1, odd I starting from 0. Now, how many entries are there? How many entries are there? In the first row, that is I equals to 0, I'm actually getting 1 entry. Second row, 2 entries, 3 entries, 4 entries, 5 entries, 6 entries. So I'm actually getting I plus 1 entries in each row. See, there is no relation of how many, like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc., because all the terms are alternating between 1 and 0. So I just need to find out how many entries are there, right? So first loop is going from I equals to 0, and let us suppose n is its height. So what is the height? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. N is equals to 6. My I is going up till 5. So from 0 to up till n minus 1. Now the inner loop. Inner loop is running how many times? Inner loop is running how many times? So inner loop is running uh, I plus 1 number of times. So j going from 0 up till I plus 1 minus 1. Why minus 1? Again, because of 0. I will not mention it again, guys. I mentioned it enough times, and you should be ready with it, right? Okay. Now, what should I do next? What should I do next for alternating pattern? If I say this is my row number 0, my I is 0 here, and what is my j? My j is also 0. My I is 1 here, my j is 0. My I is 1 here, my j is 1. My I is 2 here, j is 0. My I is 2 here, my j is 1. My I is 2 here, my j is 2. Right? I'm just marking out when I will go to this position what will be the value in my j. Again 3 0, 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 sorry 4 0, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 5 0, 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5. So at every number x, this value is representing my I and this value is representing my j. Now, I would like you to observe that when is my 1 occurring and when is my 0 occurring. So my 1 is occurring for the sum. I would like to find the sum. See, this is something you will have to build your logic, guys. There is nothing I can do to build your logics, right? You will just have to see. You just have to go through the problem. Is there something I can build upon it? Is there something I can build upon it? And you will definitely see. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. You will absolutely see what is happening here. How should I proceed? How should I think logically, right? So for 1, you can see 0 0. What is the sum? 0. Now again 1 1 1, 2 0, 2 2, again 3 1, again 4, 3 3, 6, 4 0, 4, 4 2, 6, 4 4, 8. And for zeros, it is 1 plus 0 1, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 0 3, 3 plus 2 5, and then 4 plus 1 5, and then 4 plus 3 7, etc., etc., etc. I just got my pattern. I just got my technique. I just got my technique. What is my technique? I am saying that 1 is only occurring if I plus j are even, and odd is only occurring if I plus j is odd, and I will just use that technique. So what I will do in this loop, let me rub it. Inside this loop, what I will say, I'll say that if I plus j, I will take the mod with 2 to get it even, it is equals to 0. That is, I plus j is even, so I will have to print 1. See out 1. Else see out 2. And after this loop breaks, see out handle, and then done. This is my code. This is my code. Any problem? Any problem? So what did we do? We just barked. How can I say that I will getting 0 or 1? That is something simple. You can also do that. You will keep account of it is starting from 0, so 1. If I have completed 1, I will go to 0. You can also do that. Nothing problem. No problem. No problem. What can you do? What I'm saying is the another approach is, what is my pattern? So my pattern is 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0, right? This is my pattern, suppose. So what I'm doing is I'm saying, let us keep it curve. That is element I have to print. This is currently 1. I will move my I. Both the loops are similar. Both the loops are similar, right? I will print my current element. Suppose it prints 1. and after it prints 1, you can see it is printing 0. It is printing 0. So I will say I have printed 1 cur. I will say cur changes to not of cur. So it will change to 1 if it is 0, etc., etc., right? And inside each loop, I will decide what is my cur. If my I percentile 2 is even, if my I is even, that is 0 or 2, I will say my cur is 1. That is, it is starting from 1, otherwise it will be 0. Is that understood, guys? Is that understood? That is not very difficult, guys. Please try and understand. Please try and understand. Otherwise, you know where the bro is gonna meet you. This he will be in the comment section. Okay, so let us move to the next code, and things are going to get crispy now. So this is a problem I would like you to see and pay attention, because most of the problems in the future are going to be something like this. If a company asks you a pattern question, it will be something of this order, right? Again, the steps will remain same. No matter what the problem is, steps will remain same. This is my row number 0, my row number 1, my row number 2, my row number 3. So up till now we have seen that I have got one inner loop, then I have got two inner loops. But what if I get three inner loops? This is the code, right? So what I'm saying is, in this condition, I'm printing 1, and then I'm printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces, and then I'm printing 1 again. Now I'm printing 1 to 2, I'm printing 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and I'm printing 2 to 1. Okay, no problem. I'm printing 1 to 3, I'm printing 1 to 2 spaces, and I'm printing 3 to 1. I'm printing 1 to 4, I'm printing 0 spaces, and I'm printing 4 to 1. Again, so what I do, I just break down the whole row into 3 parts. Let us devise the relation for between each part. So in the first part, it is 0, 1, 2, 3. For 0, it will going from 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. What is happening? For each I, my j is going from 1 up till j I plus 1, up till I plus 1. And what I'm printing, I'm printing out j, no problem. My second part is I'm printing out spaces. For 0, I'm printing 6 spaces. For 1, I'm printing 4. For 2, I'm printing 2. And for 3, I'm printing 0. What is my n here, guys? What is my input? My input is actually 4. That is pretty evident. Input is actually 4. Can I develop any relation? Can I develop any relation? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. What is the relation? What is the relation? Think. Think. I can say 2 into 4 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 8 minus 4 is 4. 8 minus 6 is 2. 8 minus 8 is 0. So I'm saying 8 minus. Now this 2, can I obtain this 2 here, this 4 here, this 6 here, this 8 here from these values? Yes, I can obtain. How? If I increment this value and then multiply it by 2, that is 2 into 0 plus 1, 2 into 1 plus 1, 2 into 8 minus 2 into 2 plus 1, 8 minus 2 into 3 plus 1. Is this matching? Is this value matching this? Yes, it is matching. Yes, it is matching. Therefore, we got the relation. So, my j is going from 0 up till 8 minus 2 I plus 1, right? And minus 1 because of the 0, right? Okay. Now, the next part. Next part is actually the reverse of this. So, instead of using an incrementing loop, I will use a decrementing loop, and my j will go from I plus 1 up till 1. Define the relation in the 3 loops, and my code will become something like this. So guys, this is my pseudo code. See, any problem? So what I am happening is going from I, so 0 to n minus 1, printing out 1 to I plus 1, printing out the spaces, printing out the decrementing count. Nothing difficult, right? Nothing difficult. Just have to open your mind and let the air come in. That is simple. DSA is all about think. DSA is all about thinking. Okay. Let us move to the next problem and discover something new. So this is some heavy shit, right? This is something new code, right? Okay, so let us see. Let us take the line of number of lines as input. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So n is equals to 10 here. This is my row number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got my rows, right? Now in the row number 0, let us count what is happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stars. In the row number 2, what is row number 1? Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 stars, and then 1, 2, 2 spaces, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no problem. For the 2, it is happening 3. How many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces, and then 3 stars. For 3, what is happening? What is happening? 2 stars, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stars, 2. And then for 4, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 star, 8 spaces, 1 star. For the fifth row, what is happening? For the fifth row, it is happening, repeating 181. For sixth and fourth are actually same. So sixth and third are also actually same. So 2, 6, 2. Seventh row is actually same as the second one. 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 10. Now, to make this pattern easily reducible, can I change this 10 to 5, 0, 5? And similarly here. Now you will say, how did you imagine that? I didn't imagine that. This is something that you will get fond of and will get used to during the coding, right? Again, the pattern is visible to you. 3 loops, right? 3 loops. First loop, 0 is getting paired to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My n is 10. If I divide n by 2, what is n? 5. So my first loop, 0 to n minus 1 spaces, 0 to n minus 1 starts. Then 0 spaces, 2 spaces, 4 spaces, 6 spaces. I have to pair them up. 0 into 2 is 0, 1 into 2 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 3 into 2 is 6, 4 into 2 is 8. So for up till this is happening is 0 to 2i minus 1 spaces. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, again 0 to n minus 1 starts. And this is one version, and the second version is actually reversal. Second version is actually the mirror image. This is the mirror line, this is the mirror line, and everything gets very sorted when there is a mirror line, right? When everything gets very sorted when there is a mirror line. So I will leave that up to you. Unless and until you are not able to solve, please look at the code and engage with me in the comment section or in my DMs. I will surely get back to you, right? Moving on to the next pattern. So this is my next pattern, and it looks something like square, but it is hollow from inside. It is hollow from inside. So what is happening is, this is a square of side 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my n is actually pretty evidently 4 here. Okay. But the first row is getting all the 4 stars. But in the case of second row, my only first and second last star are printing. This is the logic. This is the logic. What I say? I say first and last row are printing all the stars, but the between rows are only printing the first and the last stars. Did you get the logic? Did you get the logic? So I will just write the code for which I will invent the square beforehand. I will write the code for square. What was happening? 0 to n minus 1, right? J to 0 to n minus 1. I was printing out stars. C out star, and then after the loop breaks, C out and n. Now I just have to add one more condition to add these spaces. What will be the condition? I have to print stars only and only when my I is equals to 0, my I is equals to n minus 1, or my j is actually 0, j is equals to n minus 1. My j is 0 or my j is n minus 1, right? So my loop will become, if j is equals to 0, or j is equals to n minus 1, or I is equals to 0, or I is equals to n minus 1. In that case I will print star, else I will print the spaces. This is the code. This is the code, right? This is the code. And now let us move on to the last and the most dangerous, but yet we will solve that question with our techniques only, and we will crack that question through, right? So let us move to the next question. Okay, so this is something pretty zigzag, right? So what is happening? I have to provide this triangle as a space here in a perfect square. So what is happening? This is my row number 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again the same number of steps, right? 1 star, how many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces, 1 star. 2 stars, how many spaces? 2 spaces, 2 stars. Again, 3 stars, 0 spaces, 3 stars. 2 stars, 2 spaces, 2 stars. 1 star, 4 spaces, 1 star. Again, got the pattern, got the pattern. So what is this row following? This row is actually following. For 0 it was 1, for 1 it was 2, for 2 it is 3. Now I can say this is a mirror image line. So I will print this as one part, this is second part, right? So what will be my code? I am going from 0 to, now I am going to 0 to 2. And what is my input here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My input is 5. 5 by 2 is 3. So I am going to 0 to n by 2 minus 1 for the upper part. N by 2 minus 1. 5 by 2 is, sorry, 5 by 2 is actually 2. So I am going to 0 to n by 2. Okay. 0 to n by 2, and I am printing these patterns. What is the sequence? 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 1. So J is printing I plus 1 times stars. How many spaces? 4 to 0. 4 to 0. How can I get a relation? So this is actually 2n minus 2 into y. You can see 2n minus 2 into y. And for the last, again, J equals to I plus 1. And for the below part, what is my n by 2? It is 2. When n by 2 is 2, and I am printing it for 0, 1. Let us say this I as 0 and this I as 1. For this 0, I am printing 2 stars. My n by 2 is also 2. So n by 2 minus 0. N by 2 minus 1. So my J is actually n by 2 minus I, and my number of spaces is actually n by 2, n by 2 plus 2. So n by 2 plus 2y, right? And that's again my space number of stars n by 2 minus I. This is actually working in the back end, and this is the actual patterns. So I'm happy to announce you that I have completed the patterns one shot video. This has been completed successfully. I hope you don't have any problems now, but still doubts are welcomed on the 3 platforms I mentioned: Instagram, LinkedIn, comment section. I will be happy to reply you anywhere you want, and just connect with me and stay updated. Just hit the subscribe button, like the video, and come back for more content. Thank you. Have a nice day.